Right, a power head or the power sensor has arrived today. I found one on eBay. The seller was actually quite decent. Actually, gave me it for quite a reasonable price, or certainly a reasonable price in comparison with the other sensors on on eBay. Now, there's a various different versions of these sensors, and this is a very low powered one. So these are the ones that are more prone to being blown up than the higher powered ones, apparently. Now, this has got a frequency response you should see here from 10 megahertz to 20 gig. And the maximum input power is 300 milliwatts average. Now, I don't think that's 300 milliwatts RMS, does that mean? Anyway, 300 milliwatts, they say, and it says 15 watts peak for 2 microseconds. So, if you can count 2 microseconds, you can burst a 15 watt peak through it. Now, I need to look up a bit more about the specs on these things before I go off and buy them, which I must admit I've just charged in and bought this one. The Zelda's got some other ones actually for higher power, I think, and I'll check his site as well. Now, someone suggested contacting Stewart's of Reading for a cable. I think it was Graham and Radio Cruncher suggested that. I contacted them, and they're asking for £100 plus VAT plus postage for a lead. And I can actually get them cheaper than that on eBay. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is buying one on eBay for about €90 plus the postage from France. Now, the condition of the unit, or the condition of the whole sort of power head, looks like it's hardly been used, if at all, to be honest with you. The N-type connector's unmarked. The light isn't very good here. Let me just shine a torch in so you can see. But there's no marks at all. You can see that it's really sort of nice, clean, sort of unmarked, finished. I mean, it looks like it's only ever been plugged in, possibly for calibration. And the other side, this is where the cable goes in. You can see there's very little sort of signs of wear or marking there. I also saw that someone, when I was looking through for parts for these on eBay, that someone's bought a couple of the power meters that I bought from this Ramco company and is selling them on eBay for an extortionate price. I don't know what he paid for them, but he's obviously selling them and making a profit on them. There's nothing wrong with that, I suppose, but I just find it a bit... People have to make their money, I suppose. I don't know if he's got a shop or not. I didn't actually look that far. And here we've got the calibration details and the responses expected from the sensor. So it's obviously been calibrated fairly recently. I hope you can focus on that. Let me just move it away a bit. That's better. So you can see that it's sort of like zero reference at 100 meg, and you can see it's rolls off about... it's at 96.7% at 10 meg. So this should be a good test to see if this works. I don't know if I get this power meter going, if I'm going to be using this power head. I should have checked a bit further. I think I read somewhere it was 15 watts peak, and of course 15 watts peak you think maybe for a couple of seconds, but for 2 microseconds it's not going to be viable for anything I need. The lower power range you will be fine for checking the outputs of the low power stage of the Rode and Schwartz maybe, and a couple of other things like that, checking output levels and things. But I think we really need to buy one that's sort of rated for 10 watts or something like that. And you can see it was calibrated up, it looks like, into 2012, and it was and you can see owned by Marconi Radio Systems, and then there's the serial number. So, I mean, it's in lovely condition. And you get that feeling when you get something like that, you just sort of know it's probably a fine without testing it. So we're just waiting for to try and find the lead, and that won't be for a couple of weeks' time when I've got a bit more money together, because obviously I've spent quite a lot of money recently. I've just bought another car, so now I need to try and get my priorities right and go and buy some shopping. I suppose I should eat before I should get this power lead. I think I'll definitely get the shopping before I go and food shopping before I go and buy this power lead, this sensor lead. Anyway, thanks for watching, and more to come.